Here's a reading from Out of the Mist. It's just going to be a page, just a little bit over a page for you for your listening pleasure. I'm going to apologize in advance. My voice is a little hoarse. So, bear with me. Closing her eyes, she tried to dream the day away, but as the hours passed, so did her hope, and the light of the day replaced by darkness as the night engulfed the surrounding area and sky. She was cold, and the later it got, the more desperate her inner situation became. Realization set in as Angela looked around, not knowing where she was or how to get there. She ran blinded by grief, and now she was in a strange city, in a dark, unoccupied park, and she was freezing, lost. And even if she found her way, she could not go back to the hotel. She could not face Jordan. Needing to get help, Angela walked through the park, hoping to find help. In the distance, she saw someone. Hopeful, she picked up her pace. Her steps weren't long, but they were rapid, like a speed walker without the odd twisting motion. She moved quickly towards the figure in the distance. Waving him down, she eyed his odd stature. He was slightly lurching as he walked. Perhaps he was leaning too far forward, she thought. It was hard to tell in the dark, but she could pick him out of a crowd. The closer she approached, she could see him remove a half-chewed leaf from his mouth and then wipe it and spit away the stem with the back of his hand. And when he grinned, his broad green, stained teeth shone under the lamp post he leaned against. The smoldering stare held onto the girl that had frozen in front of him. He could feel his thoughts all gnarled together as the temptation to hurt her poisoned his bloodstream. An immaculate hunger twisted inside as he lurched forward. Pouncing at her, she stepped back. He didn't desire her death, but the voices in his head told him it was inevitable. What to do and make him want to see her squirm, and the delicate frame body pinned beneath him, and hot blood would become a dry abyss. Alarmed, Angela shot around and ran. She could hear him laughing sickly from the distance. The realization she may have put her life in danger set in, and as she ran, imaginary noises filtered her ears, and she half expected someone to rush from each bush she scurried past. She could hear the pounding of his feet against the gravel, sensing the claustrophobia of death and confinement hovered over her, as though it were a tangible phenomenon. She could not return to the prison of lies and secrets, but the haunted, fierce look in the man's eyes motivated her to keep running, racing against time, disregarding the feeling of lost in her heart. She could hear him closing in, and the steps dropped precisely into the swelling, murky gloom. Dark mists lapped at her feet as chilling as a December tide. His feet echoed on the clammy steps, and loose pebbles skated and skimmed into the blackness. The aroma of damp loam and sudden bark crawled low under the sweet scent of pine needles and swirled with the mist and pervaded her senses. Then she could hear something fall with a loud bang. She bit back and screamed as her inner fear came out, and she pushed her way through the brush. Silence gnawed at her insides and clung to her like a poisonous cloud that at any moment would choke the life out of her. And that is all I'm going to do for now. I would have went further, but my voice is kind of harsh, and if you could bear with me through that, I think we'll be doing really well. This was just a special treat that we decided last minute to put together. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did reading it and as quickly as I read it, because my voice was not going to let me do much more. I want to wish you all a great day. Thank you for joining me in the Lesbian Book Reading Club, and I hope to see you again sometime soon. Have a good evening.